Hello, another question. Gabriela says, have you experienced moment of body, mind, emotional mess? I'm literally crying because mentally I want more food. Physically, I have no idea what my body is feeling, and my rational thoughts sound like you've eaten too much already, you should stop because you'll only feel worse. I just don't know what to do. I'm so exhausted. Oh my god, yes. And that's super normal in recovery because obviously your mind is still very much like in your ED. Or you should imagine it's like a dog that was trained over years to do certain things. Let's say a police dog. It was trained to behave in a certain way, it was trained to listen or react to certain cues. And so once the police dog is retired and maybe gets to a new owner, and this owner does certain cues, but doesn't mean it like that. It doesn't mean that the dog should attack some stranger. I'm just talking bullshit to do a metaphor. I'm not sure if that actually is the case with those dogs, but yeah, so imagine it gets those cues, the dog, and then it behaves the way it was trained over years. And so the new owner needs to really retrain the dog so that it now learns that it doesn't have to listen to certain cues, it doesn't have to go and check random people for whether they're smelling like weed, you know. And so it's the same with your mind. Your mind is very much still probably having ED thoughts, and so you need to retrain it. If you're eating a lot, obviously the first reaction is to that, no, you have eaten enough, like you only, like that was more than enough, that was actually too much, now I'm feeling bad, blah 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 blah. And that's super normal, but you have to kind of just over and over ignore all of those rational thoughts, which aren't rational, they're actually your ED thoughts. And your new rational you should tell your ED thoughts. Also, I'm sorry if you're hearing any background noise. Your rational you should tell your ED you that no, that was not too much food. Yes, maybe in the moment it will make you feel worse to eat even more, but long term it's the best thing because you just need an insane amount of food to recover. And yes, usually that means that you will gain weight. And that's also really just a necessary part of recovery. And you cannot just, I don't know, it's just a normal part of recovery which you have to deal with. And it's extremely difficult. I've had so many breakdowns where I thought to myself, what the hell, like why am I eating so much? It literally makes me feel sick, but I cannot stop eating, my body still requires more. Yeah, you will eat not abnormal amounts of food that probably are too much for your body to take. Not too much, but your body will struggle with keeping up with that amount of food, but at the same time the body requires that amount of food because it just wants to make up for the past years as quickly as possible. And it also wants to kind of have some reserve in if you would like have another period of starvation, which I hope you don't. So yeah, it will feel super messy. You will have different things, as you said, like your body, which on one hand really wants a lot of food, on the other hand you feel sick and grossed out. And then there's your two minds, like the one side where it's like, I'm feeling so bad, like that's too much food, you will gain so much weight, blah blah blah, which is your ED thoughts. And then there's also probably a little part of you, the one that wants to recover, the one that's having the good thoughts, and the one that hopefully will be your new normal and your new normal patterns, thought patterns, which tells your ED side, yeah, that currently you just need to eat a lot, even though it makes you feel horrible. That's temporary. Just remind yourself that all of those negative feelings, all of those moments, they are temporary and they're there for a reason. And yes, you will feel gross about eating so much, and you will, it's not going to be the best time to eat a lot. I know it. It's actually annoying. It's also expensive. It's sometimes makes you feel sick. It blah blah blah. There's so much negative shit to it. But just keep going, keep eating a lot. I literally cannot tell you anything other than continuing to eat, continuing to ignore your ED thoughts and replace them by saying, no, I do need this amount of food. Maybe it doesn't make me feel good right now, but it's there. Like, it's very much needed after so much time of restriction, blah, blah, blah. And so over time, you will have less and less of those extreme hunger moments. But that's only if you really, really follow your mental hunger. There's no such thing as eating too much. I'm 100% sure. If you're following what you crave, if you think, oh, a slice of pizza would be nice, then eat a slice of pizza. Really, listen to your first thought. Yeah, and maybe you eat a little bit too much. What's gonna happen? Maybe you're gonna feel a little bit of sickness for 10 minutes. But yeah, I hope that could somehow help. Wait, I'm gonna look at your question again. Just also, those are not your rational thoughts. Those are your ED thoughts that tell you that you should stop eating, you shouldn't eat so much. Those are your ED thoughts. Your rational thoughts should be more supportive of your extreme hunger, because this is a normal part of the recovery and a very much necessary part as well. So yeah. Also, being exhausted, extremely normal. I know you are still doing some exercise and working a lot, so please cut that down. Stop exercising. Try to work as little as possible. And yeah, even though you might feel like you have the energy for it, trust me, as soon as you lay down, you'll be happy that you have laid down, even though it probably also freaks you out and stresses you out that you're not moving, you're not burning calories, but that's what is the goal in recovery, to save as much energy as possible and consume as much energy as possible. And yeah, I hope that could help. Yeah, being emotional, I probably am at some point I'm gonna cut together a video, because I have a lot of videos of myself during my ED, and I was crying a lot in these videos. Not a lot, but I have some videos where I'm crying about my recovery, because I was so done, I was so hopeless. But let me tell you, even though it takes a lot of patience, at some point you're gonna be so happy that you have just stuck with it and kept going, because in the end, the best feeling for me is that I can just be really normal and live normally, and like a child, eat like a child, and just eat whatever I crave, and I don't stress about it. I just have a normal life, and that's so valuable. So it was worth the 1.5 or 2 years of absolute shitty ass recovery that really made me sad a lot of the time. It was very worth it, trust me. Bye guys.